come to. A lot has happened over the weekend. Tumeona the highlights there from Barcelona beating Real Madrid. Arsenal coming from behind even to register a 2-2 draw. And even FKF Premier League, Police wako pale juu. Not forgetting the Kenya 4x100 meters relay team that just qualified for the World Championship. Hongera kwao. And in the Monday Blitz, sipo peke yangu, Bar Prince. I used to call you Bar Prince back then in our teenage days. Sijui jina ulitupa because nowadays you call yourself Michael.
So easy, right now, I'm a coach, I'm a football coach. I'm a pundit, of course, with the CAFC, so definitely things change, but I'm still Bar Prince. I am still Michael. Yeah, and of course, that's me now. That's me.
Kama badilisha jina.
Hii kitu ni yetu forever, you see. Kesho utanipata na itwaga Tuso something. Tuna move.
Okay.
Kitu siwezi jiita ni Arsenal.
Umeanza banta mapema lakini. Joseph Wabili, welcome TV47. A big fan of Barcelona, a big fan of La Liga. Hali vipi?
Kwetu ni raha tu. Barcelona ni asali na maziwa. Msimu akutufunga ni mahakama tu. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here again.
Kufunga ni mahakama tu.
Kabisa.
Annette. Iswashira, welcome. And tukiongea hiyo niambia tu Police. Talk about Police FC being on top. Karibu lageni.
Thank you. Unajua me identify as a police fan. First and foremost. And my name is Annette. I am a content creator and most a pundit. Yes.
Mambo vipi?
Niko poa kabisa.
You're doing a great job online uko na the
moja mbili tu hapa tunacheza ball. We're trying to, it's an untapped market, so we're really trying to tap it. Tunataka kuwa kaki na Frida huko juu.
Unafaa pia you should invite me pia I show you what I can do with my left and right.
Unajua tu amaji.
Anyway, speaking of what happened over the last week and then over the weekend, tuangalie the national team, under 20 team, the Rising Stars, what they did during the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. They registered, they were defeated to, they registered 3-0 against, they were beaten 3-0 against Morocco, 3-1 against Tunisia, and then 2-2 against Nigeria. And then before going to Egypt, tulikuwa tunaona the squad venye hiko, and then someone was saying nani atachujwa. But again, on paper they were good. Ikikuja ni results, different team. Ndo hizo results hapo umeziona. Kenya lost to Morocco, Kenya lost to Tunisia, Kenya registered a 2-2 draw against Nigeria in their last group matches. Wengi wanasema Nigeria they'd already qualified, so they just decided let's go easy on the national team. Yeah. Nianze na Washira.
Okay. I feel like hiyo ilikuwa group of death. But how Kenya played, I really believe we deserved to be even number 2 or even to be the best loser. For this reason, we came to, in all the 3 games we've played, we were the first to score. And I've said this over and over again, if you're the first to score, the only job you have to do is to defend. But then to play a team like Morocco, score fast, then go down in the second half to a 3-2 loss. Then the same thing with Tunisia, score fast, and especially at Tunisia and Nyuma, because for Tunisia, they lost to Morocco and they lost to Nigeria, meaning they were the weaker team. So for us to go there, score fast, then again lose 3-1 to them. And then, of course, with Nigeria, since I think our chances mathematically were so low, the coach rotated the squad. So he rotated the midfielders. Alibakisha hiyo squad wachezaji 3-4. So for them to go again with a rotated squad and draw, meaning that team was full strength mpaka the end, it means that we have a very good team. Shida moja mbili tu.
Shida moja mbili tu. And speaking of the coach.
Yes.
Wakiwa Kenya, we had a different coach. Salim Babu was the coach.
Hiyo kitu tumesema.
In Egypt, there's another coach, different coach akiwa kwa touchline. Do you think that affected the team?
I think especially for older players, not necessarily. If you're in your pro career and you're older, it's easy to adapt to different coaches. But when you're younger, if you have a coach who does not have the licensing to stand on the touchline and a different one, Aliakulia standing on the touchline on the game day, it's totally different. Even if you read Sekafa highlights, Sekafa anasema coach Salim Babu. Ukienda kwa CAF inasema coach Aliakulia. So that means there's a very big disconnect between the standards that are in Kenya for playing and the standards that are in CAF. Na sasa imagine you're a player, coach moja anakuambia play like this. Of course tactically they could be aligned, but on the pitch under pressure, vitu will change.
And speaking of it to change, wacha tusikize kwanza coach and then we come back to Jose and then Prince. Tusikize coach and the assistant coach, tusikize coach and the captain.
It was our first tournament. I know much was expected from us. At some point I felt like maybe we let Kenyans down. But again, I realized that it was just our first tournament and we learned a lot of things. I feel like those things, if we put into practice, we must first conquer the region as in each and every tournament that happens, we must be there. First, it starts by us conquering this region of Sekafa. And then in our next AFCON, now we must reach the semi-finals.
Tumekuwa na hata kama tujakuwa na time poa sana huko Egypt, but tumekula a lot of things and sasa hivi wenye tumerudi home tumekuja pia kucorrect because sio wenyewe tunajua kuna next time, kuna another time ya fight back, ya kuonesha bado tunaweza, and I think that is the important thing for now because tunatari imeisha. And the positive tumetake in and the negative pia tumetake in, and we are necessarily tunaenda correct.
Amos Wanjala, Kenya captain, they are speaking after arriving at the Jomo Kenyatta International. Walisharudi, they have already jetted back. And in summary, Kenya under 20 Kenya national under 20 team scored 5 goals. Yes. They didn't qualify by scored 5 goals but conceded 8 goals. Speaking of the conceding, defense imetugonga sana. Baba and Joseph.
Defense imetugonga na nilikuwa namsikia Antonio Kulia akiwa anaongea, anasema of course kumpoteza Achieng 6 days to the tournament. Kwake anasema ili destabilize tactical plan yake yote. Anasema he was the center of his tactical setup. So you can understand from that angle mbona defense kidogo tulilemewa. Lakini pia ukiangalia mpinzani lazima umheshimu tu. Tumecheza na timu ambao ni seasoned participants kwenye mashindano kama haya. Umesikia akisema kwetu ni mara ya kwanza. So you have to cut some slack. It's a learning curve. Kwangu, opinion yangu huwa na hizi international tournaments especially kwa team kama under 20 kushuka chini, huwa kwangu naona ni more developmental kushinda kwenda kutafuta hilo kombe, kwa sababu kwanza tumefuzu. Kitu ambacho tunahitajika kufanya sasa hizi ni kuwa season participants tu kwanza. Huwezi compare na Morocco. Of course group yetu haikutusaidia, uko na Tunisia, uko na Morocco, uko na Nigeria. Their talent factories wale. Hatuwezi, nafikiri kisafari wao kwa mbele yetu zaidi. Kwa hiyo it's more of a learning curve kwangu. Sina mengi ya kuwalaumu sana. Tumeng'ang'ana, tumetoka na point moja, we build upon that.
And Bob Prince, you are a coach with the CAF C.
Yeah.
Salim Babu, as a CAF, CAF B?
CAF B.
CAF B. CAF B. Where do you think we got it wrong? Because we can't say we got it right anywhere. It's just 1 point out of 3 games. We conceded 8.
No, I think from where I see it, I can never say we got it wrong. Actually, we got it right.
Oh, Adi.
This is my analysis. First of all, let me say congratulations to the boys. Honestly, morale kwa juu. They knew this is what we want, this is our game, this is our thing, we have to step up. Look at it this way. This is our first time. Tangu ibadilisho from championship to now what it is right now. Kwa sababu kitambo ilikuwa inaitwa Youth Championship. We participated in 1997. What happened back then, pia ilikuwa almost, hatukufunga hata point moja. But this is our only point.
But since
better than Tanzania.
Our own,
So long as jirani pia alipoteza.
There's a lot that has happened.
but look at it this way. As Joseph was saying, tumecheza na heavyweights. Morocco, Nigeria, have Tunisia. Bro, Morocco iko na mpaka under 8. National team wako na mpaka watoto wadogo. Wako na under 12, yani kuna hizo stages. So kwao ni kitu iko progressive, like wewe una qualify from under E, unaenda kwa under E, unaenda kwa under E, hivyo. Last year, two years down the line, we didn't have what we have right now.
Yeah.
Even in terms of infrastructure. You see? Alafu kuna kitu ingine lazima watu pia waangalie. Wakenya, tuache kuangalia results. It's development. Huyu ni mchezaji tunataka 1 year 2 years to come aingie national team. Let us accept that we are on the right track. That is the most important thing. It's not about the results. We cannot.
When are we going to be the heavyweights?
But 3 years, 4 years.
Because I know next year the same results will be registered here.
And actually, we have to be happy that our national team itakuwa fiti sasa, itakuwa poa.
Can you say we are heavyweights na the senior team? No. So how can we expect the junior team to be heavyweights? It's a journey. Bado tuko mbali. I think tulicheza vizuri, even the first match against Morocco. Okay. We were competitive. Sieti ni kama they bullied us. Hata bao zilifungwa zilikuwa controversial sana. They needed long VR checks for them to be allowed. And we also scored 2 goals.
Penalties, yeah.
Penalties are goal. They are part of the game. But point yangu ni it was a competitive outing for us. We fell short kwa sababu tusiseme si tulikuwa wabaya. Tumheshimu pia mpinzani. We played against very good teams. Pengine ingekuwa ni group tofauti, who knows, tungekuwa tumetoka.
And also we have one of our official, FKF official, Adhana Sopango, also speaking. Alikuwa among the guys who welcomed the boys. So let's listen to Obango and the excuse. Is that true? Anasema nini kuhusu the results?
Like that tournament, it really gave us a lot of exposure. Playing against top team nations like Nigeria, Tunisia, Morocco, who are a bit ahead of us in terms of youth development and football in general. But it was a good performance, and we are happy that they put up a spirited fight. And we just go back to the drawing board and see where we went wrong. But we could pick positives from all the 3 matches they played.
Adhana Sopango, they are speaking. Alafu anasema the boys did a good job. I remember Kipchoge once said it's not about training.
It's about participation.
It's about participating. It's about participating. And then again, learning. Let's assume it's a learning process for the boys, and it's a learning process also for Salim Babu. Next time tumuone kwa touchline. Yeah. Tukisonga pia, let's check what Kenyans were expecting to have Mashemeji Derby this weekend, but that didn't happen. Kisa na maana uwanja.
That's Mashemeji.
Really?
That's
Ukiconnect national team inakupatia ndio unafaa utulie. Just
kisa na maana uwanja.
So, let me just weigh in on something small. The Kenya under-20 team, the reason we expected so much from them is this is one of the best teams we've seen in a long time. Because if you look at the squad selection, well, you've got so many kids from the Premier League, the sitting Kenyan Premier League. So as I even link it to the Mashemeji Derby, our development teams in the, not even development, the development programs that are in the Kenyan Premier League currently are really doing a good job. Out of the 22-man squad that went, necessarily to produce 11, 12 players, very good players. And loading on to Mashemeji Derby, Imambo ya pitch, I think there's a problem with that, with the organization. Not just Nyayo, you remember they were supposed to play back-to-back derbies, and they were told, in terms of security, we cannot be able to handle another Mashemeji Derby. Wait. So now when they're bringing it back for this scheduled date, Chan waka-interfere, wakasema, cheki, your stadium iko under construction. The minute you play that game, that tunawanyoa. We don't want that. And then they went back to Nyayo. Nyayo is hosting BAMBA. And it was already booked for that event. So they didn't have a way. Alafu sasa wakasukuma ulinzi. The problem with ulinzi, they want to do the same way that happened in Gusii Stadium. Wanataka kujaza. And unajua ulinzi hawezi kubaliwa ati excess.
There's a time kulikuwa na big match in ulinzi.
Yeah.
You know, FC Leopard wa Shabana na waliharibu
high risk matches.
No, ulinzi.
Kwa FC na Shabana.
Yeah, it's okay. But you see, they want to monetize. Nyayo, like the game that was Gor Mahia versus the Mashemeji Derby that was played recently, they made 7 million. Karibu the same amount from the national, so they cannot risk.
I think from angle ya commercialization, probably the home team wants to make the most out of it. So ukiwaambia, because FKF had capped it at 6K people,
yes.
I think.
Yes.
So to 6K kwa potential ya kupata watu zaidi ya 20,000, I think home team inakaa inasema no, we can wait. So ni aibu kweli, sababu it's the biggest game in the country. Ni aibu inashindwa kuchezeka sababu ya facilities, but then ni anticipation na planning yetu tu. We knew kutakuwa na Kipkeino, we knew Chan inataka standards fulani, and still we didn't anticipate it.
How old is who was the home team? Gor? FC?
It was Gor, because the previous one we played was AFC, because the AFC are the one who released the report for the payment, so I'm guessing.
How old is Gor Mahia?
Hey. Gor Mahia bwana ni 19 ni 18.
Kuna kitu wanaweza kuja waseme we are proud of this and this apart from winning the titles or 20 titles.
Walienda kuangalia nani 48 acres.
Wachana na hiyo bwana.
Walienda kuangalia 48
Stop lying to Kenyans. 48 wewe unajua 48 acres ni alafu the project yenyewe they want to build it's unbelievable. It's more than Camp Nou, my friend. You can't. Kwani wanachangiwa na nani?
With the modern technology.
The husband of all teams. They can.
Which husband for all those years hawajapata mpaka. Let me tell you something,
okay.
By the way, we joke a lot in our football hapa.
Yeah.
Do you know that FC Leopards haina hata training ground they hire?
They don't have.
They hire training ground. Peke yake tu. Really? Mimi mwenyewe na timu yangu mseto niko nayo. Training ground. AFC legendary.
61 years actually.
I mean, come on. We have to be very serious.
It's about the standard of the training ground. Timu yako mseto.
No. Kwani mimi nikuulizaje? Mimi nimecheza na timu ziko mpaka NSL.
Okay.
It's not about the standard. It's about Kenya una own, at least unaweza sema niko proud. By the way, na alafu sasa kitu ambayo inaumiza pia, tukija kwenye elections za hizi teams, bado kuna siasa mingi ambazo hazisaidii kuendeleza hizi teams. Sasa elections zinakaa za FC, but kelele tu, ukiangalia manifesto ya mtu hata hajielewi, hatuambii vile bro, FC Leopards hii inafaa basi ikipita hii town. Nairobi CBD nasimama because of the branding, the merchandise, everything. It's a big team. Angalia Yanga ikipita tu pale, angalia tu vile inakaa. Mzee, we want these things. Hizi ndizo vitu zitaamsha. Do you know football, by the way? Wewe ukichukua nafasi yako uende kuona game.
Yeah.
Football is not about vile wanatembeza ball kwa shabiki. Football ni luxury yenye inatokana na hizo the fun part of the game.
It's not about bragging.
It's not about hii ni tactic, hii iko sawa. But unaona ile isukuti inapigwa. Hiyo ndio watu wanataka na mashabiki. Huwezi ipeleka hapa nini Kiomboine, huwezi ipeleka hapa sijui BP Stadium Kawangware.
Anyway, regardless,
stadium.
The point is, unajua the problem with Kenyan fans, we are so negative. Talanta inajengwa. Kasarani is almost ready.
But the clubs are not building their own
stadium. It is fine. We don't have we don't have capacity.
Globally, kuna timu nyingi kubwa zenye zina uwanja tu. Hata Chelsea hawana uwanja. Wamekodisha. Kwa hiyo
but if you ask a kid,
hata Yanga hawana uwanja.
Chelsea atakwambia Stamford Bridge.
Ni kweli, but si wao. Man City uwanja si wao, ni municipal. Hata Yanga wao tunawasifia sana. Uwanja si wao. Kwa Mkapa ni uwanja.
They have put structures zenye na make sure this is
wafanye hivyo. Sigoro wafanye hivyo.
Na sio wanatumia Kasarani, wao wanatumia Nyayo.
But hizo hata ni za serikali, hata sio ati unaweza sema
hata kwa Mkapa.
Washira.
The thing is, we are at a better place than we were 10 years ago. Are we? Yes. With Talanta, with Kasarani it is fine.
Nafikiri Michael, standards ndo umeweka juu, unatuangalia, unatukompare na watu ambao tayari safari yao walishaanza kitambo. Sisi mimi wanasema
the reason why I started by asking how old is Gor Mahia and FC Leopard.
FC Leopards najua ni 61.
Lakini Joseph, wacha nikuulize. Joseph nikuulize swali, sorry. Nikuulize swali. Angalia economy yetu hapa tuko juu kuliko East Africa and Central Africa, kweli? So hiyo inatupatia mileage kubwa sana. Kwa nini ukiangalia hata Uganda hawana hizi issues, Tanzania hawana hizi issues, yet tuko juu? Na ukiangalia ni utepetevu tu wa vilabu vyenyewe kwenye management, wao tu ndo wanakula. Nikuulize, unapokota milioni 6 kwa game moja hivi, uwezi ukafanya kitu na hiyo pesa, but kwa sababu kuna mambo hapo na bureaucracy mingi na watu wanataka kujikulia.
Milioni 6 uanza kutengeneza ni hela ngapi?
Sisemi kwamba tutengeneze na one game, but tuweke structure. Kwa mfano,
we need to move on.
Watu milioni ngapi wa Kenya mashabiki wanaweza changia hii timu na ipate grao?
For me, I'll blame the structures that the teams imeweka. No plans at all.
No plans.
Hatuwezi hakuna mtu anakataa tuna structures. Lakini pia sometimes tuna stretch sana hii topic. Kwa sababu kujipanga wanafaa wajipange vizuri, but it's globally sisi peke yetu ambao tuna timu zetu kubwa hazina uwanja jamani. Timu nyingi tu duniani hazina uwanja na zina perform vizuri.
Should kick out that mentality and tell the teams build your own stadiums anyway.
Finally. When is the last time you saw a game in Kenya monetizing to 7 million? When? This is the first time, meaning it's progress. So stadium imekuja saa hii tuna build. Kasarani game
Stars na progress yake venye ina build. Hebu niambie FC ama Gor wana progress gani kwa hiyo? 48 takers ya uongo.
Give them time.
Tutaweka ukiingoja tu hiyo 48 takers.
Rumors has it that they are going to name the stadium Masako Stadium. They have to name it.
They should.
Because it's in nani?
Yes.
Machakos.
Yeah.
Ama watafute land kwa.
Anyway, let's check out what happened in the FKF Premier League where Nairobi City Stars.
Sema anza na Police.
Let me start with team yenye koko chini.
Top of the table.
Anza na top of the table.
Top of the table.
My team, by the way, I'm proud of.
Nairobi City Stars, they registered a 3-2 win against Mara Sugar. KCB beaten by Shabana 1-0. They haven't beaten Shabana this season. The latest being 1-0. Bandari, they were beaten by Police FC. Ile nikasirisha sana hii. Bandari United walipigwa na Kakamega Homeboys 1-0. Posta Rangers registered a barren draw against Bidco. Sofapaka 0-0 against Kariobangi Sharks, and Tusker, who are also looking to win the title, registered a 2-0 against Muranga Seals. Gor Mahia versus FC Leopard, the match was haikuchezwa. They're on top of the table. And on the other side of the coin, Nairobi City Stars are down there. They're staring at relegation anyway.
But Police are not winning.
Angalia difference ya table.
They are not winning.
Tuko how many points?
If you ask me, let me tell you why you're not winning. Why you're not winning? Amwezi tegemea mchezaji mmoja. Mnategemea Marvin peke yake. Marvin
anabeba game mbili. But he's scoring and winning. It's about winning.
Mtapigwa tu.
Okay. All right. If you look at the table, standings. Kenya Police 58 points. With how many matches to go?
1-0
4. Aya, Gor Mahia 53, Tusker 52, Shabana 49. So kwanza Shabana wachani tuna hiyo story. So if you look hata wako.
Okay.
So we already have a 5-point difference. And of course Gor Mahia have a match in hand, which is now the derby, which of course mi kawaida yao unajua it's either a draw or a slim win for Gor Mahia, which is fine. But you see the difference is 5 points. What are the chances that we will lose our next 4 matches?
5 points within 12
and
of them.
Yes, you have also to face Gor Mahia, right?
Yes, the final game of the season. The final game of the season was supposed to be Gor versus Police, but now because of that, Mashemeji could come at the end of the season because Kipkeno is giving us. They've said they're using the stadium for 2 weeks. I think a trial run in the actual game. So sisi ndio tulikuwa tukue title deciders kwa hiyo match ya Gor versus Police.
Gor hata without playing Mashemeji derby, they'll still win.
Prince tulia.
So Police anasema tuna depend on Nabwire, which is not a lie. How many teams have depended on one player and gone on to play? Angalia season yenye Salah amecheza na Liverpool na wakaenda clear na kawin. Aya, Bajaber ametoka injury juzi.
Shabana without Brian Mishira is not Shabana. Anyway, let's tuangalie FKF Premier League, the results and the current table standings.
Nilikuwa namsikiza Anet hapa. Actually kwangu, first Police, everything is in their hands. Kwa hiyo ndo edge wako nayo compared to everyone else. If they win all their games, regardless of Tusker or Gor Mahia, they will win the league. So kwanza lazima umheshimu kwa sababu ya hiyo. About Gor Mahia, it's hard to rule them out. Back-to-back champions, the best team probably in the country for the in the history of Kenyan football. So uwezi ukawa rule out, wako na hiyo mentality. They've done it before. I think wakifika phase kama hii when things are very tight, kwao it's easier for them to maneuver compared to Police who are chasing their first league title. But again, for Tusker, you can't rule them out pia. Kwa nafikiri ndo mechi zao zimebaki si ngumu kulinganisha na hizi timu zingine mbili. But again, hata wakishinda game zao zote na Police washinde zao, bado Tusker hawatashinda ligi. So that's the bad thing about Tusker. As for Gor Mahia, of course, it's not in their hands. There's a derby, bado wanafaa wacheze na Polisi. So kwao ndio ni mentality monsters. They're a good team. They've done it before, but now it's very hard for them, especially with the issues they have internally pia.
And the good thing about this season is how competitive the league is. Sure. You can't you can say who will be the champion at the end of the season, because there's a lot of options. Gor Mahia, Tusker, not FC Leopards. I was about to say FC Leopards anyway. Gor Mahia, Tusker, and Kenya Police. Maybe the season and how so far venye imekuwa.
I think honestly we've enjoyed so far, because even look at how it started. Gor Mahia had a lot of matches in hand. Many people towards now the first leg, towards the end of the first leg, people ruled them out, say, no, Gor Mahia now, this is not your league, please, tafadhali jitoeni. But now look at it, angalia, clubs our maybe hatukuwa tunatarajia zitateremka chini, like City Stars ambao wamekuwa na, you know, at least kipesa kidogo, wamekuwa na mdhamini, imekuwa ni ngumu pia kwao. So sahi wako relegation. So angalia pia upande wa Sofapaka. We knew Sofapaka walikuwa relegation last season, wali survive against Naivas. Now they are back. Sasa angalia kwenye wako. So it's a season yenye imekuwa na full of surprises, but I think hata kama nasema polisi watashinda, naweza taka sana washinda, at least tubadilishe kidogo mshindi pia wao onje, because wasiposhinda, by the way, as Joseph has said,
okay,
ni shida, because wamekuwa na kila kitu, the best coaches, pesa, uwanja.
Hiyo angle ya competitiveness
okay.
ni very interesting ama ni fun, but I don't know nyinyi mnaonaje, kwa sababu I think apart from Gor Mahia against Mara Sugar yenye walishinda 4-0, scorelines zimekuwa very narrow. So it's normally does the league have the best defense ama ni strikers or
poor strikers? Maybe I'm saying best defense or poor strikers anyway.
I feel like it's how will I say it? It depends with the team. Some teams have very good defense, others have very good strikers. So ina depend tu na team yenye una meet. And also on that note, if you look at the Police versus Shabana, I mean the Gor versus Shabana game, that game showed us what this league is made of. Because Shabana walala tu kidogo, bao. So this 4-horse race imekuwa so entertaining, especially for us the fans. Because I never thought at the beginning of the season Gor would come back to number 2. Meta Police holding this league imekuwa tu yesu. But also, as we said, we have facilities, we have good coaches, and also we are world class. That's what this Gor Mahia fan here should hear. Police are who? World class.
Okay, in the next like 4 weeks, we'll be back again and check whether Kenya Police, Gor Mahia, or Tusker will be the champions. Anyway, this is TV47 Monday Blitz, and we are speaking matter sports. What happened over the weekend? What we are also expecting this week. We also having the question of the day, and this one is a quick one. We are asking who do you think will have a better season? Who do you think will have a better season? Or rather, we're having the question of the day. The first one is who do you think will have the better season between Manchester United, a Man United team yenye imeshinda Europa League title, and an Arsenal team that has finished second? Who do you think will be having which was will have the bragging rights? And then also, what's your take on the Rising Stars performance in Egypt? Do you think they did their best, or kuna kitu yenye ilibaki? Do you think we should tell them, you guys did a good job after registering just 1 point in 3 matches? Anyway, let's tuingie Europe. Hello. Nitakuwa nasoma comments. Tukienda Europe pia nitakuwa nasoma comment regarding the question of the day. Tuingie El-Classico. Real Madrid can't beat Barcelona. Barcelona unstoppable against Real Madrid.
Hapo ndio alikuwa amengoja.
Ni sawa.
I'm happy as a Barca fan. Tumeteseka sana bana miaka ya nyuma. But normally I think hizi games huwa ni fun, especially kama jana ni fun kwa neutral. If you're a fan, like, inakutesa sana because of the roller coaster, the moments we were 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes, and then we had to come back, and then the highline is still there. You're like, okay, Mbappe and the pace. So it's normally a very ni torture wa ukiona game ya Barcelona kama fan, especially how we play. But after imeisha, now you can relive the moment and play it back. Useme, okay, Lamine Yamal scored a good goal, Rafinha played well. But in general, jana, I think timu imecheza vizuri. Bado nina shida sana ambao tuna concede bao nyingi. Bado inaniudhi sana. But hauwezi kwa wadai wachezaji. We played 120 minutes on Tuesday. in the semi-final against Inter Milan. So I expected wachezaji watakuwa na fatigue fulani, but walinishangaza. Real Madrid are just physically unfit because we outplayed them, we outran them, we did everything well. For me, I'm satisfied with the game. This season we are winning the league. Hopefully we can do it back to back.
They only need 2 points out of the remaining matches, right?
2 points, and we're playing on Thursday against Espanyol. So,
and if Real Madrid loses the next match,
yeah, if Madrid loses, they are playing on Wednesday. If they lose the match, automatically we win the league. But even if they decide to win the match, we'll win the league on Thursday.
A quick one on El-Classico yesterday night's results.
I think watching Barcelona games as a neutral fan is very entertaining, because if you look at the games they've played over the last few weeks, 7 goals, 6 goals. So I think for me the biggest problem with that Barcelona team is the defense.
The defense.
If they're able to get, if in this transfer season they're able to sign a good defense, they already have a very powerful striking force with Rafinha huko mbele, Pedri is doing a good job in supply, and Nani on this wing, Lamine Yamal is doing a very good job. Every time akipata bola hapo kwa kona hapo nje 18.
De Jong.
Bao, De Jong also is doing a very good job. So they just need to get, and for me, Barcelona is playing very young players. So I think if they can solidify with experience in the defense line, a defense that can just sit back, kazi yao si kuattack, kazi yao ni kudefend ball, then they can do a very good job. Because you cannot explain 4-3. I mean, angalia game ya Inter, angalia first leg ya game ya Inter. Also in the league, they are conceding very many goals. So that is... I
think the issue is not about the personnel in defense for me. The issue is the system. Barcelona plays with a very high line, abnormally high line. So there are so many meters you have to cover pako fike kwa goli yako. Umeona? So unless you are very pacey defenders, it's very hard for anyone in this world to defend that high line. So nilimsikia jana Hansi Flick akisema he wanted to work on it, but sasa games ina come after every 3 days. So it's very hard, but he will work on it next season. So for me, it's never about the players, individual players, because I think Kubasi, Inigo Martinez, or even Ronald Araujo are very good. But now the system, and then it's a give and take, because they push their lines very high to compress the pitch when they are pressing. It allows them to have the team on the other half of the opposition. So now if you drop the defenders, it means there are huge spaces between your back line and your midfield line, which makes it very hard for you to press or be effective.
But also Man City have played with a very high line.
Theirs is not as high as ours. I think ours is 40 yards.
No. Even as we played, there's a season. The season we won the 4 trophies, we played with a very high line. The only difference is experience. Because as an experienced player, if you're playing the high line, once the ball transitions, you're in motion. But I understand.
Okay. In-depth analysis there from Joseph.
Let me tell you, mimi nawasikiza tu.
Nimeona venye unawasikiza.
Mimi nafikiri kufunga hat-trick alafu upoteze game, it's one of the things zenye mimi shainishtua sana. Like mtu kama Kylian piga hat-trick alafu nafungwa. But honestly pia watu wa Barcelona pia wakuage watu ambao wanapenda timu yao, honestly, kwa sababu dakika ya 20 walikuwa washa give up. Hii ni game gani? Tushapigwa bana. Alafu kidogo imekuwa tutu. Mimi naona mtandaoni ndo wanasema Barcelona ndio sisi bana, kuweni true to yourselves, support your team, because I think ile ilikuwa something ambayo inahitaji strength mentally.
Yeah.
It's not easy because tactically you're okay, but coming back from 2-0 against team kama Real Madrid kwa El-Classico, it's not easy, and I really feel like kama Barcelona hawatachukua hii, basi sidhani kama kuna ingine msimu ujao. Lakini sisi nimesikia wakisema mambo ya defense. Honestly wako na shida, but we are very ready as Chelsea. We have helped many teams. We are very ready to donate to Sina Darabio to you as a defender. Barcelona
very ready as Chelsea. Anyway, the question of the day was regarding who will be having a good season. Alafu I can see some of the comments. Let me read some of the comments hapa. Alafu utakuja
no comment.
Before nisome comments.
Hapo hakuna kitu.
Acha nisome zao, because we're asking you, who do you think will be having a good season if Man United wins the Europa League and Chelsea not Chelsea but Arsenal finishes second. Alafu kuna
Farmers,
kidogo some comments ka tatu hivi. Europa League win is to help, huyu ni Vidal Ravena sema Europa League win is to help play Champions League next season, otherwise finishing 16th is poor for such a good club. Yeah, ameshasema Man United is a good club. And then
hiyo tu ndio umesikia.
There's another fan hajaniambia jina hapa anasema, and who said that they are going to win Europa League?
Yeah.
Who said Tottenham are going to take everything home? Anyway, Victor Tanu is saying Arsenal finishing second, Man United can't win over Tottenham Hotspur. Never. There's no way you can enter into Champions League through back door. Either of the teams, Tottenham or Man United, must qualify for the Europa League, for the Champions League. Achievement in football, you look at trophies, not winning matches and positions. Huyo ni anajita Van de Beek KE. Amesema achievement in football is not about winning, it's about winning trophies. Ya mwisho, mbili za mwisho. Hassan Arani, wait. Anasema wait, nani amesema ati Man United watashinda? Kuna Tottenham Hotspur. Huyo ni Hassan Arani. Shukran sana Hassan Arani, big fan of TV47, big fan of Cape Media. I can also see ya mwisho. Kimweli Junior anasema Spurs will easily beat Man United in the final. Right now Manchester United can't beat any top flight English side. When was the last time United won again a Premier League match? You may feel anyway. Man United will be having a good season because Arsenal will end the season tired. Alafu mwingine anauliza nani amekwambia Arsenal itamaliza second kwa ligi, because Newcastle is there, Man City is there. Alafu it's 2 matches to go.
Goodness.
Huyu ameuliza nani amesema Arsenal Anyway, a quick comment on the question of the day.
You see, right now you cannot defend Man U or Tottenham. The only thing that is going for Manchester is the fact that they have an unbeaten run in Europe. But unajua kitu yenye imechange kwa hii system mpya ni kitambo, when you would be beaten in the Champions League, you would automatically drop down to the Europa League. But that has changed. There's no transition of teams from the Champions League to the Europa League, meaning the competition is easier than it was a few years ago. So even for Man U to go unbeaten, it is neither here or there. For this EPL weekend, nobody has gotten points in the Premier League. Man U and Tottenham, the champions of Europe, are 16th and 17th, which gives an indication to what kind of league that is. Because how do you explain that? Is it in Billy? Because 16th na 17th.
Barcelona, a few weeks ago, a few seasons ago, Barcelona played in Europa League, right?
Yeah, we were in the trenches, but
Chelsea played in the Europa League.
What number was it?
Leave alone Chelsea playing in Conference League.
See what's in the trenches, then we said, nah, thank you. Not
Friend, when
Atletico Madrid used to dominate the same title, the same.
Yeah,
But the format has changed.
Regarding the
the
question
format
of the day, for me nadhani inategemea na goals za each individual club. I know fans wanakuwa na expectations zao tofauti, but depends with the goals team set out at the start of the season. Kama Manchester United yao ilikuwa wameamua ni trophies peke yake wanataka, then I think a Europa League win trophy is a decent season for them.
Kama Arsenal in second in.
Kama Arsenal wanted to play at a high level, I think wameachieve, because they made a very deep run into the Champions League, and also I know they are not challenging for the title, but they are second in a very competitive league.
Apana.
So
anauma akipuliza.
Okay, sawa. Wacha malize. Let him finish.
Arsenal's goal ilikuwa kumaliza number 2.
No, play
Mara
in the top
tatu
flight.
for the third time in a row.
Qualify for the Champions League.
nimesema if their goal was to play at a very high level.
That's the Champions League, right?
Number 2. Kumaliza number 2 EPL is very high level, and also getting to the semi-finals of the UCL is also very high level. So point yangu ni sitetei timu moja ama nyingine. Nasema tu depending na kile mtu ambacho alikuwa anakitafuta msimu ukiwa unaanza. Kwa hiyo kwangu mimi binafsi siwezi chagua yoyote kati ya hiyo. Mimi ni fan wa Barcelona, we are not used to that, so si relate.
I had my new fan.
Prince amesema yana comment. Let's check out the English Premier League. Wacha tuchikanisha na English Premier League, because we have to also look at English Premier League. The results zenye zimekuwa registered. Arsenal coming from behind 2-0 and registering a 2-2 draw against the champions Liverpool. Tuliona the parade there wakatembea. Not the first time Arsenal wamefanya something like that. United again, you don't remember the last time they won an English Premier League match. Chelsea also there was a red card hapo, wengi wakasema unnecessary red card, but at the end of the day it's a red card. Look at the top 4 teams. Race for the Champions League.
Wacha ikuwe top 5.
Sawa, ni sawa, race for the Champions League. Juu Chelsea kwa hapo, ni sawa. Shikanisha na hiyo comment yako ya United.
For me, definitely tukiwa tu honest, Manchester United watakuwa na the best season kwa sababu wanaingia kwa finali. Even if they don't win it, watakuwa ni achievement, watakuwa na silverware something.
So you think a final Europa League final is better than a Champions League semi-final?
No. They'll be having one of the poorest season if they don't win that.
Honestly,
right?
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, to a fan, it's better. Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is. Sababu mimi nimesikia pale mtaani watu wa Manchester United wanajipiga kifua sana kwamba tuko kwenye finali, nyinyi mlitolewa. They don't even know the difference between Champions League and Europa League. Mimi nasemea tu, unajua sasa uwezi ukianza kubishana nao utaelewa definitely. But even kimapato Arsenal amekuwa better. But the thing is, we are also looking at those trophies and these things are kufika finali, kuongelelea. Unajua football is all about majigambo na bragging rights. So definitely mimi na feel hakuna mtu yoyote hapo unayasema ati anafaa kwa sababu hakuna kitu wameachieve really, but being in a final is I think no better kulingana na mashabiki. Now the top 5 nafikiri kuna timu ni kama hazitaki. Kama hii timu yetu ya blue ni kama hazitaki, hajisikii na inatuumiza sisi mashabiki, ndo tunaumia sana kwa sababu wangewin jana then ingekuwa ni kama iko sealed, but they failed. Also I think Liverpool wanajua vizuri sana kwamba tushatawazwa mabingwa, kwa hivyo we don't have too much to fight for, but again wanataka labda kufikisha ile record. For Manchester United, sidhani kama mimi niko na comment, wale ni farmers tu already, yani nyinyi already hakuna kitu, kupigwa ni kawaida.
The reason why I said I don't remember the last time United won a Premier League match. Kitambo.
Wamezoea tu kureport losses.
Let's go through that again. Man U are 16th. I don't remember. 16th with 39 points. Wamecheza game ngapi? 36
this season so far.
Wamecheza game 36 na kuna 39 points. So nikawa wameokota point moja throughout the season.
18 losses this.
And for a team to come and tell you we have won 20 Premier League titles and you've just...
At the end of the day, it's about bragging rights. Unbeaten in Europa League.
It is fine.
Dwelling in
but
the past.
16th. Even for Amorim said yesterday, it is very scary for a Premier League team to go for a match and not be afraid to lose. You know,
but SIGNET, the coach.
Yeah, but you see the mentality.
He's the coach.
That's what I was saying about Anthony. Anthony is playing the Conference League with Betis. Yes, if you look at the standard and the quality he's giving that team and the quality he gave
Conference League,
Manu,
and they are going to beat Chelsea.
It is fine. Look at Rashford. Look at how he performed in the Champions League with Aston Villa. So Shida is a team manager. Shida is that team. How do you play? How are you in Manchester United? You play against, I think they lost against West Ham. How do you play West Ham and lose and you're just okay? Uko tu sawa.
I think it's normally a very hard balance for Amorim. Ndio ni kocha bado anasema ni msimu wake wa kwanza. Kwa hiyo normally it's a step up from the league he was to the Premier League. You'd understand mbona ana struggle, but then it's very weird because you can only what's the right word?
Also, he's not the
you can only be accommodated to a certain level. I think yake imezidi now because penye aliipata nafikiri amefanya imekuwa even worse. The structure is bad. He's not platforming players to their strengths. The press conferences are not helping him either. He's doing more interviews than winning matches. So it's a culmination of so many weird things that I understand why Manchester United fans are very mad at him.
But for Manchester United,
because of time,
yes.
Na uongeza hiyo yenye unataka kuongeza. Minus Liverpool, your top 4 teams.
Oh, my top 4 teams, of course. Arsenal will still retain number 2. Man City are not playing well. Chelsea wanacheza huko chini. I don't think Nottingham will come back to get to the points of Arsenal. So number 2 is Arsenal. Number 3 will finish City. Then number 4 Newcastle. Then number 5 Chelsea. Yes.
A quick one because of time.
Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Newcastle. But one of them drops if Man United win Europa League because there are only 5 spots.
No. It's automatic qualification.
So they go 6.
They go 16.
Hata in fact hiyo sheria ipitishwe tu haraka Man United wasiende hiyo nini kwa sababu
Why this season though?
Mimi nafikiri tunafaa kuwa na Arsenal of course, the Nottingham Forest, alafu Nottingham Forest msiwani dharau sana. Then of course Chelsea, Man City.
Itakuwa by if I would mention the Nairobi City Thunder, the basketball team that is getting ready for the Basketball African League. And Jose, where you do a thing, mahali wafanya mambo yako.
Kwani ni mchezaji wa Thunder?
No, he assisted the team. Nah, it's a big fan of them. Maybe a quick one on the Nairobi City Thunder road to BAL.
No, I think it's a very exciting project. It's one of the few teams they are very professional or trying to go fully professional and professionalize the game, the operations and everything. They've done a fantastic pre-season with us at Mashuru Sports Complex. Alongside other team, we had a pre-season tournament there like 1 month ago. So if you see the type of players they are buying, the investment in the technical bench and the technology, I think they deserve it. It's the first time and the first of many.
Okay, 10 seconds, tukimaliza tuende.
All right.
Your last...
In regards to BAL, we are very proud of them. They qualified for the league. They are traveling in 3 days, and they are playing against some of the biggest teams in Africa. And what helped us the most is that the road to BAL was played in Kenya. So even as they travel, they have our support, and we are behind them.
Okay.
Yeah, mimi
10 seconds.
Nilifurahishwa tu na kupiga majirani wetu Waganda. Mimi nafikiri the likes of Majok, they can do it. They can do it and they are really doing a good job. At least wanatuweka sasa kwa African map vizuri. And Wakenya pia wajitokeze kutazama
support
na
basketball.
pia support basketball.
Ndio kuna Wakenya wengi wana travel to Kigali.
Sawa. Ya mwisho, comments za mwisho tukitoka. I can see Fanuel Odari saying regarding Man United and Arsenal say it depends on the money acquired by those standings. Even Frederick anasema Man United Europa winner gets $30 million.
$30 million.
Thank you. Before nitoke, one of my colleague is called Mariam Wangu, and Mariam Wangu has a birthday today.
Happy birthday.
It's a birthday. She's our digital guru.
Birthday, shida ni yakuwa wa Man U.
Ni digital guru. Anyway, happy birthday Mariam Wangu. Happy birthday. Continue doing whatever you're doing. Keep doing your great work. Continue inspiring the next generation of digital journalists. From here at TV47, Monday Blitz comes to an end. My name is Dan Kamtu. Have yourself a great week ahead. Goodbye.